Welcome back everyone to EU4 with the Great Culture Wars, and I quickly need to set up my timer here, and now we're ready to go. Well, as with all episodes, in the beginning I actually want to have a look at the several wars that are going on. So we've got one really interesting war for me that I'm particularly looking forward to, is Novgorod versus the Muscovites, because this is a war that you usually see in every standard EU4 1444 start game. So I'm really interested to see who comes out on top, and as you can see, it looks like, yeah, Novgorod kind of miscalculated this war. I think it was because Muscovy was involved in a war down south, and now they decided to just peace out and mess up Novgorod. Now, Muscovy clearly has more men, and they already have one fort besieged. Now, Muscovy itself might fall soon too, but Novgorod will fall perhaps even quicker. So, depending on how well the AI manages their sieges, it could be that Muscovy, you know, gets Novgorod first and then just absolutely wipes out the Novgorodian army, and that's it for Novgorod. But this war might also get dragged on a little bit longer. We'll have to see, but this is very interesting. We also have a Swiss-Bavarian excommunication war between the Swiss and Ligurians against the Bavarians and Croatians. So yeah, we've seen that war before. I just didn't know it was an excommunication war. So I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to switch into Romania here, and we'll just quickly check who is the papal controller. Yeah, okay, that's probably not really a big surprise. The Swiss are the papal controller, so I guess that makes a lot of sense, but yeah, so they used the Holy See to their advantage and actually excommunicated their neighbors. Now we'll see if that actually gives them any bonuses. Alright, really cool, really cool. One thing I would probably like to check out is if you've already unlocked your first idea. You have cultural assimilation, so I'm hoping that we'll see a bit more cultural assimilation in the game. So far this is not really the case, so I don't know. I hope we'll see it. I hope we'll see it, because right now it seems as if you colonize, then your culture survives no matter what, even if you get conquered. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to have a look at. We can get out of here for now. And I think, yeah, there was one more war that I did not check out. It's the Turkish and Syrians together, fighting the Sicilians, the Catalans, and the Bulgarians, which is really interesting. Now, the Catalans are not going to lose anything out of this, but Bulgaria might lose a huge chunk, which will, well, open the doors for further Turkish conquest into Europe. And, of course, Sicilia could lose huge parts of their provinces here. And, well, actually, I kind of take that back. I don't think that Turkey will really focus on taking European parts of Bulgaria. I think they would be far better off taking Bulgarian Anatolia, perhaps even cutting them off. Although I'm not sure if that would really help them. I think it would be better for them if they were to, let me think. Maybe they should take their European parts, because maybe they should take the Bulgarian European parts, and they should take like the coastline here. Because then Bulgaria continues to colonize, right? And Syria and Turkey could, you know, take their provinces, the colonies from Bulgaria, and nobody else could, really, if you get what I mean. So they could basically cut off other powers from taking their clay away. And they certainly should just take over all of this that Sicily has right here. Now I wonder, is this Turkey? This is Turkey. Okay, so they should just take over all of these provinces, easy as that. Albania still has roads here, interesting, but their capital is most likely here. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. Now, also we have 1500. Right now we've just hit 1500, but we're not going to see the colonialism anytime soon, because as far as I know, the only real colonizers, which are the Portuguese and the Andalusians, they are really focused on Africa. So you can see Portugal is here, Andalusia is here. They're really just going south along the coast of Africa. And Aragon, which also started colonizing, they're more interested into going deep into, well, northwest African territories. Well, I guess Northwest Africa is there, but you get the idea. This sort of region, this is what Aragon seems to be interested in colonizing, whereas, as I said, Portugal and Andalusia, they kind of want to grab the coast and perhaps also the important natural harbors that we have here. So, so far, nobody is interested in the New World. Perhaps nobody has found it. That's possible, too. Although I almost doubt that. In fact, let me actually do one thing. let me check out the Portuguese. Let's see if they... No, they actually don't know about the New World. What about Andalusia? I doubt it. They don't know about the New World either. Interesting. And they are losing the Great Power status. Andalusia has a Great Power. Well, there we are. And Aragon, just to make sure, no. So none of these colonizers actually know about it. What of the Highlanders? They don't know about it either. And what about Scots? Come on. Come on, Scots. You are great colonizers. Nope. Alright, so we might have to wait for colonialism quite a long time. That's possible. So, yeah, that's gonna be, it's gonna take a long time. I think we might even have the printing press before that. Now, so far, as for religions, we still have a majority of Catholics. Orthodoxy is looking very nice up here, and they will probably hold on to these lands. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to hold on to their lands down here. I mean, it's already being threatened by Catholics, like Transylvania, and, you know, the Ligurians, or the Umbrians down here, and, of course, the Sicilians, and the Muslims. But this, I don't think anyone can take away from them. They have undoubtedly the power here. And yeah, as for the war, we see Muscovy has just absolutely curb-stomped Novgorod. Most importantly, they took the center of trade, which was the capital of Novgorod. So they've definitely broken Novgorod. They're not going to come back from that. They will not recover. There's not really a chance for them to do that unless Muscovy collapses. But that was a major power play for them. Now Muscovy needs to go ahead and kick Ryazan's butt. They are unfortunately allied with Karelia and Albania, so they kind of need an ally themselves, and they don't have one. So Muscovy has a really bad diplomatic game. So we'll have to see how they do. Perhaps the Prussians would be a great ally. I don't know. Poland is now getting attacked by Silesia, and the Czechs. They're also allied to the Slovaks and Norwegians and Latvians. But they're also... Wait, hold on. This seems to be a war that the Slovaks are in. Who declared this war? Let me check this out. Okay, so this was a war between the Czechs and the Slovaks, and the Polish and Transylvanians have decided to help them out. Okay, that's good to see. Wow, Saxony just get absolutely destroyed. They are also independent, but yeah, what kind of independence is that? I mean, they have 2 provinces. They lost basically all of the core Saxon territory to the Czechs, and they lost a lot of their lands to the Pomeranians as well. Very sad for them. Very sad for them. Silesia has pieced out. The Slovaks are almost gone. They're almost gone, but the Polish did not lose a single province. So that's good for them, I suppose. Yeah. Look at this alliance. Czech, Silesia, Austria, Hungary. What the hell? This is such a huge kind of, I would almost say, Central European bloc. That's insane. These 2 guys, if these 4 guys stay together, they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They're just basically unbeatable. An unbeatable force in the center here. I like that. If that would be really cool. And if they would use their power to kind of expand into all kind of directions, that'd be really cool. Also, Venice has apparently just eaten up almost all of Croatia. They had, like, these provinces, they had a few provinces up here colonized. Actually, let me show it like this. They had all of this colonized. They took a bit from the Serbians, and they took a huge bite from the Croatians. And they need that. They need that because they only have Venice as their home. That's their capital. Oh, it was their starting province and capital, but they have now moved their capital to a safer location, to Travunia right here, and to the mountains. That's probably a good move, because it's going to take a little bit longer to siege that. Now, also one thing that people have asked is if any nation has actually got some gold. We'll have a look at this in episode 5 as well, as I've mentioned. So I just want to mention that because I forgot that. I forgot to mention that last episode. So yeah, we'll have a look at all sorts of map modes and stuff episode 5, and then every other 5th episode. The Catalans are now at war with Leon. Wow, they are. I wonder if they have a ambitious queen or something like that. She's malevolent, huh? But the Leonese rulers, they seem so dead set on centralizing and uniting Iberia. It's insane, and there's basically nobody in their path that tries to stop them. I mean, they're allied to the Occitans here in southern France, and maybe more importantly, northern Maghreb. And they also have the Bretons as allies, which is not really all that useful. The Moroccans as allies is pretty good as well, and Andalusians. So if they take out the Catalans, which if you don't count the Andalusians, are probably the strongest other power in Iberia, they are left to their own devices. They can just clean up the Castilians and Aragonese afterwards, maybe kick out the Tuscans, finish off the Portuguese, and then it's just them and their friends in the south. That's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. Swabia has been completely gobbled up, so they're the first German nation to officially die, if I'm not mistaken here. Yes. And the Swiss... Oh, and the Swiss finished the Bavarians. Yeah, I think the Franconians and the Swiss finished off the Bavarians. Now, I must say here, though, that Franconia looks very powerful. They look very, very good. They have taken almost all of the Bavarian provinces, but now, ooh, look at that. Franconia and Austria against the Czech, Rhenish, and Swiss. Ooh, 2 against 3, and they're all powerful. I don't know. I think the Austrians might not even lose anything, depending on what the Swiss want. But the Swiss are also... Oh, look at that. There's some really big wars going on. Alright, so this is interesting. The English get involved, together with the French, helping out... Okay, what is this? What is going on, Burgundy? So Burgundy decided that they are at war with the French, English, and Swiss. Now, the English are powerful, but the question as to whether or not they will actually send troops. And I don't see that really happening. Burgundy has Piedmont on their side, as well as Westphalia, although, Okay, so they're gonna pressure the Swiss from their front, which means the Swiss are just not gonna be focusing on Franconia and Austria, I think. So it's gonna be the Rhenish and the Czechs against the Austrians and Franconians. That's interesting. That could be really, really interesting to see who wins there. Okay, but the French are already... the French are already completely... I don't know. They're just already done for. They actually have troops still, but none of their lands are still under their control. So that's sad for them. Lyon just really took out even more provinces. It's only 2 provinces they took from the Catalans, but the Aquitans, oh wow, they took, I think, 3 provinces at the very least, perhaps even 4, although I think they may have had this before. So yeah, Lyon grown more powerful, and their friends are grown more powerful as well. That's just insane. Okay, let's have a quick look at the colonies. Nobody's here in southern Africa, and ooh, okay, we finally have some colonization. The English are the first ones colonizing. All right, well, they were actually one of the only ones I did not check. I checked the Leonese. No, I don't think I checked them, but I checked the Portuguese, the Andalusians, even the Scots, but I did not check the English. Well, there we are. England is the first one that has a colony here. Now, I'm not sure if they need a colonial nation for colonialism to start, if they just need a colony, or if they need a finished colony. I guess we can check that out right now. Oh, okay, so apparently that's enough. So with that, the English gave themselves a really nice bonus, a really nice technology bonus, because they already have colonialism present in most of the countries. They definitely have it embraced, which will give them a huge boost, and that will spread slowly. This is gonna hurt the Syrians, the Turks, the Crimeans, the Sami. Oh, these people really, that's really hurting them. I mean, the Scots and the others in the British Isles, and even the French and also the Iberians, they will get it quick enough, especially because the Basques have it, and as long as the Basques hold the Cap Finisterre, as well as this province down here, they will spread it quickly to other nations. But yeah, this is bad for all of the Eastern nations. But then again, who else would have taken it? It had to be one of these countries over here to get colonialism. So yeah, that's gonna be tough for them, but I think they'll be able to deal with it. I'm quite sure, actually. There's a huge battle going on right there. Now, I know that I mentioned I would slow down, but I think I will not really slow down until we have a few more countries. It's just that, I mean, there's still so many countries in this world. I can't possibly follow all of their wars. Now, therefore, I think we'll just have a look at it here. as always, you guys let me know when you find something interesting that happened that I didn't mention. For example, I did not mention that this war has just finished. The Rhenish had to peace out and give 2 provinces to the Franconians, who grow even more powerful. Now, I'm pretty sure the Franconians are maybe along the Czechs the strongest nation in the German region, and I'm counting the Czech as German, which is not entirely correct, but I guess we should just say no. The Franconians are the most powerful German nation right now, the most powerful German culture, because the Swiss are getting kind of overrun by the Burgundians and Piemontese, and even the Lombards. Look at that! The Lombards even get some provinces occupied. So yeah, the Austrians didn't lose anything. Franconians managed to hold on to their lands, and the Czechs are in another big war. So many wars, but they have they're Silesians, Hungarians on their side. The Prussians get involved in a war for the first time, together with the Hungarians and Swedish, as well as the Flemish. So we'll have to see how that goes for them, but probably not too good. Not too good. So yeah, also the Turkish have peaced out, so they took 1 province from mainland Bulgaria, I would call it, and I think Syria got most of the colonies, I believe. But no, the Turks also took 1 themselves, and of course they took huge parts of Sicily. So they're definitely grown much more powerful. They also gave 1 province to Syria, so they seem to be really good friends. The Turkish and the Syrians, they like each other quite a lot, I should say, and that is a great alliance for them. I think that will really be profitable for them both, especially because this seems to be some sort of a triangular alliance: Crimea, the Turkish, and the Syrians, with the added benefit of the Crimeans being allied to the Muscovites, who seem to come out as the strongest, kind of Russian culture here, because they already have 2 centers of trade under their control in Moscow and Novgorod, so they are probably going to be the most powerful. But that depends, as I said, on how much they get to colonize. But yeah, I think who's besieging this? Pomeranians are really pushing into Silesia. That's good to see, I suppose. Other than that, is there anything else I've missed? I think I might have to slow down now. I've been putting it off for as long as I could, but I think it's time. Tunis is not fighting. This is actually the Lombards who have this under their occupation, and it looks as if the Occitans are at war with Malta. Alright, they're at war with the Burgundians and Neapolitans and the Maltese. Wow. Alright, so I think there's no other way, but I have to check out the ledger in between this episode, or maybe even at the end of the episode here. So we have the Lombards attacking the Swiss on their own. That's stupid. Yeah, yet -99. So Lombards might just get completely wiped out. I guess we'll go forward until the end of this year, just to see what really happens, and then we'll have a last look at... Yeah, maybe we'll have a last look at the institutions. So the French lost 2 provinces to the Burgundians. They have 1 province left that is being besieged by French peasants. Yes, if the French know one thing that they can do, then it's strike and rebel against their government. But yeah, so we have just passed a new year. I was actually hoping for maybe the Lombards to be wiped out, but we'll probably see that in the next episode. So yeah, I guess I will not check out these wars. We'll do that at the beginning of the next episode, because that's episode 5. We'll have look at all kinds of details, but I do want to leave off with the great power, with a view on the great power, and also a view on the institutions. So it has spread to the Basques and Bretons, which means it will spread relatively quickly to Iberia and France. That's good. But yeah, so number 1 is no longer the Danish. The Danish are no longer number 1. They still have... I'm pretty sure they still have the Dutch here, don't they? They do, but it looks as if the Dutch give them less development. The Dutch had more development before, at least I think so. Or maybe the Danish had more subjects, but... that's weird. I'm almost certain they had more development before. But in any case, We have the Leonese as number 1. Not really a big surprise. They're great powers. The Crimeans and the Syrians, they still kind of surprise me that they have so much development, because Crimea, they have never taken any provinces in war. This is only colonization. So I'm kind of surprised where that development is coming from. Syria, I mean, they at least won a war against Bulgaria, so I guess that's kind of makes sense. But still, why are the Turks not here? I don't really get that. We've got the Belarusians, who, you know, only split Lithuania, but other than that, they have just been colonizing as well, so that's also strange. Hungarians here number 6, not really a surprise. The Occitans are powerful, not really surprised there. And Tunis is a number 8 as well. Well, that kind of makes sense. They have also been involved in many wars. Again, who am I missing? Maybe Gascons, maybe Burgundy, maybe the Normans? I don't know. I really don't know who I'm missing. Maybe Franconia is what I'm missing here as a great power, or Muscovy. So yeah, we'll see. That will change obviously as time goes on, but for now that was it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have our first colonies in the New World. We'll see how that will be distributed later on, but I can't wait. Can't wait to see how things turn out. Anyways, that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.